Hey, everybody, welcome back to the Thanks But No One Asked You podcast where storytelling meets unsolicited advice. I'm here with the one, the only Barbara Ree Turner.
That's crazy. You gonna go middle name? Like, that's
Ree,
wild.
R-E-E. Okay, Barb.
The story behind that, by the way, but
About your grandma?
no.
Ree?
I had a family member that passed away.
No, don't try to.
Her name was Renee.
Okay.
And my mom shortened it. And it kind of flows if you think about it.
Barbara Ree.
Barbara Ree.
Yeah, it's what it is in my phone.
A lot of people call me Barbara Jean growing up, but it ain't Jean.
That's some country ass shit.
It is. My mom is Regina though, so it could be that. Her nickname is Jean.
Gina.
But she spells it G-E-N-E.
G-E-N-E. That's a man's name.
Yeah, I know.
Gene Wilder.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
Here we are.
Get back on track. All right, Barb. First things first, we're gonna do hot seat. Then we're gonna get into who you are and all that.
All right.
All that jazz. We both played on All Ohio, the greatest AAU team of all time. Name top 5 All Ohio Hoopers of all time.
Oh, wait. First of all, we started that All Ohio stuff because it wasn't a circuit team.
Okay.
Until going into my junior year of high school. We became a Nike team. Before that, we were just All Ohio.
It was like the ABL version of the WNBA for AAU.
No, it had nothing to do with that. We just we started the women's program for All Ohio. Like, we put it on the map essentially. Okay. Just wanted to put that out there. Okay. Top 5 all time. Oh my God, you got me tapping into. I don't want to offend anybody.
I mean, I don't know where they stand.
Obviously, the two of us.
Could you say the names, please?
Brittany Hunter, Barbara Turner.
Okay.
I got to go Kelsey Mitchell. She was after us, but, obviously what she's doing in the league right now. And I actually watched her when she played with All Ohio. She was special.
Yeah.
She might got us a little bit.
I missed her. Yeah. Well, what position does she play?
Point guard, shooting guard.
Okay, well, you can't compare apples and oranges.
You can't, but she was elite. All right, we were too, though. I got to go back. Let me go back.
Yeah, remember pre-knee.
Yeah.
Pre-knee.
Pre-you. Right, you're right. Can I go with my favorites?
Well, can we get top 5 down first? Top 3.
I got to go between Melissa Burke and Lindsey Greer. Those two, they stand out to me because we played multiple years together.
Yeah.
And both of them were our glue for different reasons. Lindsey because she was fearless and physical. She kind of give you that Alicia Clark vibes.
Yeah, they were dogs.
And then Melissa Burke was just a straight shooter.
Yeah.
She can just make shots. So those two stand out to me. And then, man.
So that's 5 total.
Yeah.
Now you want to do your favorites?
No, that was 4. It was me, you, Melissa Burke, Lindsey Greer.
Kelsey Mitchell.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you want to do 5 favorites?
Melissa Burke, Lindsey Greer.
You better say Melanis Thomas.
Yeah, I'm tripping.
Mel Thomas.
I'm tripping.
Mel Thomas.
I gotta redo my list.
Okay.
Because I gotta add Mel Thomas in the top 5 all time. I'm tripping.
Okay.
University of Connecticut. You tapping into my memory that doesn't really exist at this point in my life. So, but yeah, I would put Mel Thomas as one of my favorites as well. Obviously, straight up dog. We played against each other before we played together.
Same.
With All Ohio, and I was like, we got to get her.
Okay, so fun fact about Mel. I blacked the story out, and then Mel reminded me of the story when I transferred to UConn, and she was a freshman. So we're playing Mount Notre Dame. She played at Mount Notre Dame in Cincinnati.
Mm-hmm.
I played at Brookhaven in Columbus, and we're playing in some Christmas tournament or something. And it's like a tied game. I think we're up 1. Mel Thomas comes down the lane, and she's not even fast. So this is what really pisses me off. Does a cross up?
Sabrina vibes.
She crossed somebody at the 3-point line. Here I come, and she shot a floater over my hand and won the game at the buzzer.
Okay, so that's a big deal.
Will never let me forget this story.
That's a big deal because Britt was freakishly athletic. So for her to be able to make a floater over Britt at that time was
crazy.
I
was pissed.
But she was during our time, the way that she played, she was very, very smart and how she was able to get to spots and make shots. without the quote unquote athleticism, it really reminds me, and I go back, it reminds me of Sabrina Nescu a lot.
Yeah. They're also both mentally tough.
Exactly.
They don't look like when they are like, I got to get in my rhythm, but they don't crack.
Nope.
And they're not in their heads. They're not in their feelings.
Yep.
They are here for the game, and that's it.
And to win the game and to play within the team to win the game.
Yeah.
And still show their game.
Yeah. And if they have an off night, they keep shooting.
Yes.
And that's something I don't even know if I could do. If I'm not making it, I'm like, well, we're going to rebound today.
Same. I'm going to screen. I'm going
to hit some blocks.
I'm going to make a read.
Yeah, I ain't going to shoot no more.
I'm not shooting 25 balls.
Balls. All right, let's lock in. Balls. What would your NIL evaluation be today?
Oh, my God. I talk about this all the time. Arguably the number one top 3 player when I came out.
Yeah.
Obviously went to the University of Connecticut, probably with NIL. I don't know if that would have happened just because of where I came from and like the need for resources and money and stuff like that. I would have to say high 6, maybe 7 figures starting out.
Okay.
Obviously, we won the championship my freshman year, sophomore year. So I think obviously it could have grown. And to be honest, I think any of the 5 schools that I was deciding between, like,
who were you deciding between?
I was deciding between Temple.
With Dawn?
With Dawn.
Wow.
Who Candace Dupree, her and I would have came in together.
Yeah.
We would have been special. I was deciding between Rutgers, who had Cappy Pondexter. They brought in Kia Vaughn later. Like, that would have been special. Would have been special.
That would have been some bullies.
SS Carson was there at the time.
You would have fit right in at Rutgers.
Seriously. North Carolina, who had Ivory Lotta, who had Latoya Sanders. She was Latoya Pringle at the time. Who had Camille Little or Elena Larkins. Like, they were loaded. Who was my other top 5? USC, who had Ebony Hoffman. Would have been nice together. Who was a phenomenal college player and pro. Let's see, Temple, USC, and then UConn was my 5th one.
Wow, so, I didn't know about Temple. That's interesting. I mean, that's when the black coaches were like the black women coaches were really trying to get people. Carolyn Peck was really adamant. Like, I think they were also riding that wave. Like, I was definitely on Purdue because she won the national championship. And I was like, black ladies, we got to do black lady stuff. But in reality, like, I didn't really want to play for a woman ever.
That's interesting.
I'd never played for a woman and I never wanted to play for a woman. I always wanted, I think probably because my mom is annoying. Like,
shout out to your moms.
Like, my mom, I was just like, I can't have this energy. And men, we talked about this yesterday, men don't get involved emotionally the same way. So their level of petty is just kind of in and out.
Yeah.
And it's a little bit quicker and it's a little bit more clean and it's a little bit more direct. And you know where you stand.
Yeah, I feel like now in my experience of having both, like, most men give dad vibes, right? You know, dad vibes. Yeah. Dads are not going to spend a lot of time like chastising you or giving you a bunch of words. They're going to say it, get to the point, and get out. Yeah. No knocks to women, because I don't want that to be misconstrued or misunderstood. There are some phenomenal female coaches in this business. And it's not trying to, I don't know, create this whole hoopla about men versus women. It's just
what you knew. That's literally what I knew at 17. I was just like, I don't want this energy that I have for my mom. And my experience working with JB, Coach Lee, they were different.
It's interesting because you went to Duke.
That was not my choice. That was a setup.
We don't have to get into that, but I just wanted to say that because
that was not my choice.
They need to know literally, like, and I'm going to be selfish in this moment because I say it to Courtney Paris all the time. I say it to Kia Vaughn as well. You guys are the reason that I'm not a 4-time national champion.
we all had to do what we had to do. I was fighting for my life. Trying to just follow directions.
Right. Nah, I get it.
Yeah, that's a whole nother episode.
That's a whole other episode. Yeah.
Whole other episode.
Don't want to deep dive into that.
Yikes. Trauma. So I asked ChatGPT what your NIL evaluation would be. And I'm sad to say they said 150 to 350.
That's crazy. No way. I was on the cover of USA Today, Britt.
Ooh,
like the cover.
Spicy. Go ahead. Name it. What else you was on?
McDonald's All-American, WBCA All-American, Ooh. Gatorade Player of the Year, Ooh. Miss Ohio Basketball, Ooh. State Champion.
Were you?
Yeah.
Double A, triple A?
My senior year.
It wasn't like a...
What?
It wasn't like
triple A.
D1.
State Champion. Division II State Champion. But we went Division II because of the numbers in my high school, not because we tried to go Division II.
Didn't say tried. It's just a different league.
I mean, yeah, but I made the final. I made the state championship game the 2 years in a row prior to that. Lost in them, but still.
I mean, I didn't make it to the state final, so I can't really talk.
So yeah.
A lot of L's. A lot of L's in my life.
Chat GPT they're wrong. Like
now you got it. Now you know you can't listen to everything Chat GPT says.
No, not at all. Not at all.
You got to verify
because that resume, and I'm not trying to even be boastful or anything. Like, the country knew my name.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like it wasn't just an Ohio thing. It wasn't just local. Like
you were playing a style of basketball that not many women were able to play. Like you played like a dude. That was the only comparison I had. Everyone else was like fundamental and like kind of sometimes dribbling the ball off their foot. You know, or everybody was very like, I'm a shooter. I'm a post player. I have post moves. But you were like one of those players, like I would say pre-Candace Parker, that was like, you was playing on the inside. You could post up guard. You could bring the ball up the floor. Like you could play 1 through 5.
Yeah.
And that was before, you know, unfortunately you're 5'10", so
5'10" is crazy.
So it's hard for you to get the recognition.
Like, don't say that, because I got friends that we have this argument. Like, legitimately, definitely just was measured at the doctor a month ago at 6 feet tall. So we can go into more about it, but
we won't.
Okay, so
I just want to tell you what ChatGPT said. So, what are the last 3 things that you asked ChatGPT? Please pull it up. We need receipts.
Oh man,
don't lie.
Jeez Louise, I can't even believe you asking me this.
I would like to be able to look as well.
This is wild. Like,
what are the last 3 things you asked ChatGPT?
Isn't any famous people at Sunrise Senior Living in Beverly Hills? Now, there is a story behind that, because we were just in LA and we rode by there. We stayed at the Mayborn Hotel, which, if anybody knows, that's in Beverly Hills. That's a high, like it's a nice area, expensive area in Beverly Hills. So like, I was trying to figure out who living there that's famous.
The old people. You trying to figure out what senior? What old people are in the senior center?
Morgan Freeman was there.
Why would Morgan Freeman be in a senior center?
Because maybe he's just there, like in his off time, like he don't have to be in his house.
Morgan Freeman has been 55 his entire career.
All right, you're right.
Like, this mug is not old.
I was trying to see if Robert De Niro was there.
But why would they be in a living facility?
I don't know. Like, maybe they spent some time there.
Next question.
All right.
That's
next
crazy.
One. What is pneumonia thorax? Now, it's a story behind that.
That's right. You were
a player got injured in the game. Yes. So like they put this, pneumonia thorax, and I was like, well, what is that?
I don't know what pneumonia thorax is.
I mean, it's a punctured lung. Yeah, it's a punctured lung essentially. Like,
it's called pneumonia thorax.
Yeah. Thorax.
Okay. What was the last thing?
And then the other one was what was the largest earthquake?
That's right. And why did you ask this?
Story behind that. So we were talking about earthquakes because I so happened to experience a 6.8 earthquake when I was in Turkey.
Yeah. And Turkey be having some earthquakes.
Yeah, it was in a city called Aleza. It's in the eastern part of Turkey. In the eastern part of Turkey.
Turkey. I just want to.
In the eastern part of Turkey. And that was an experience that I never want to experience again in my life.
What happened?
We were in LA.
Oh.
And anytime, like, I still have PTSD. So anytime I'm in a city where they're known for earthquakes and I'm in a hotel, I struggle with sleep. Because I was on the 5th floor of our hotel. We were on a road game. And the hotel was 8 floors. The earthquake happened. And when I tell you, like, you literally feel helpless.
Yeah.
Because the entire hotel was shifting.
Yeah.
And I mean violently, side to side, to the point where I was getting a massage the night before the game. And like, it started to happen. And you know me, I'm black.
You just start running?
I started running down the hallway. I got on basketball shorts and a sports bra. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? And my teammate, and it's crazy, I'm not going to get emotional, but one of my teammates who died in a recent earthquake in Hatay was the one that taught me what to
Tans?
do. Yes.
Tan's teammate.
We were teammates together. I mean,
I was in Turkey when she died.
Yeah.
Because the earthquake happened where she was.
Exactly. So she was the one that pulled me into the doorway and was like, hey, get down, get down. So like I'm in the doorway, we're getting down, and she's like, all right, as soon as it stopped, run to your room, grab whatever you can clothes-wise, because it was 0 degrees outside, it was freezing, and let's get out. And when I tell you, like, we were on the 5th floor in Brit, I have never in my life ran that fast downstairs. Like I probably
you can't even run, so that's crazy.
Probably hit. I was still in shade.
But you hate running. You used to hate running. All right, sorry, lock in.
But I probably hit 3 steps on the way down on 5 floors. Boom, boom, boom. I was out the door.
I know that's right.
But then I got downstairs in the lobby, and all of the chandeliers in the hotel had fallen. We went outside, and like literally, you could hear like boom, 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 and the buildings were like just collapsing. And then you smell gas because obviously the gas lines had broken or whatever. You see people rushing to try to start to save people and all of that. Anyway, long story short, that's why. Because we were talking about like the San Andreas fault line in California and Vegas and like all the areas it could hit. So, that's why I searched it.
I forgot about that. That's crazy. That's a crazy thing to forget about. And then
Tan and I was teammates. Tan stayed in the hotel.
What?
Tan did not come outside for the first. What is going on? Tan.
Oh my God. What is going on? Get outside.
Tan, we were screaming like, did something happen to him? We outside like, Tan, come outside. We calling their phone. And then they finally came out, her and her roommate, Aya. They finally came out. And everybody else was accounted for.
Oh my God.
And then probably, I don't know the time difference, the time between when it happened and when they came out, but it felt like an eternity.
Yeah.
Because we were like, where are they?
Yeah. That's crazy. I actually completely forgot about that earthquake last year. Mm-hmm. And it did damage in Syria. It's crazy too. I think that's what's so incredible about, what basketball was able to afford me. So I got my first passport at UConn because we went to Italy.
Oh, so we didn't do that trip in college because of 9/11.
Oh, yeah, I was in high school.
We were supposed to do it that year.
So we got our passport. I was 19. We went to Italy and we went to Rome. And of course, it's coach, so we staying at the nicest hotel anywhere we go. We went back to his hometown. We visited his schoolhouse. We visited like all the stuff in his old neighborhood. And it was, after that, I was like, oh, I'm out here. Right. Like I traveled for the rest of my life after that because our perception of what's important and what's going on is just wrapped up where we live. And I really feel like it needs to be mandatory, especially if you come from a low income area. I don't care what race you are, but if you come from a low income area, your awareness is limited. The way you can think is just limited because everyone around you is limited in what they know. Mm-hmm. And if you can just travel at an age where you can actually somewhat appreciate it and understand the comparison, you can compare this way of life to this way of life, not like at 10 or 12. You're just trying to like do fun stuff. But if you're a young adult, you can see the values that different countries have, and it changes what you really should value when you come back here.
100%. I mean, I still have friends abroad in a lot of different countries. And have built relationships through being a basketball player. Yeah. And some of them don't play basketball. Yeah. Like that's the beauty of it. And one of the things that I forced myself to do when I was in Turkey, because I have dual citizenship, so I have a Turkish passport, I forced myself to learn the language. Because one, it was a sign of respect to the country. Yeah. But two, I felt like I needed to be integrated and submerged into where I was. Yeah. I didn't want to just be an American that just happened to be in Turkey earning an income. I wanted to be in the culture and understand like their way of living, their thought process, what they value, like kind of understand like the foundation behind the religious beliefs, like how it's different in different parts of the country, like all of that.
Mosques everywhere.
Yeah, like that exists in America, but you never pay attention to it as much as you do when you're there, because you do like it. The difference is loud and clear.
Yeah.
And I so happen to be able to experience living in different regions there too.
Oh, yeah, that matters.
So yeah, no, it definitely matters. So that's just the beauty of, you know, having the opportunity to play professionally abroad and getting those experiences and building relationships, friendships, and pretty much learning something different than what we know.
Yeah, it's important.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish more people, I'm not gonna say we're open to it. I feel like people should just be forced to go places that you don't really want to go.
If just you can so afford it.
I think we should just put everybody on a plane.
Yeah.
Just ship them out. And let's just swap seats for like 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not going to spearhead that project. So, all right. Hot seat is over with. You are one of the first people that I played with. And so for those of you who don't know, I played with Barb when I first started really playing around 14 at All Ohio. I had been playing since I was like 11, 12, but I really hadn't been playing very much. It was like some BS teams. And then I finally joined an AAU team. And what's crazy about it is I played basketball to go to college. Like that's what my mindset was on. I was also very sheltered. I wasn't allowed to.
All right. Hello.
Hi. Hello. I wasn't allowed to like really do anything. The only thing I was really allowed to do was go to the gym. So that's what I did. And I took it very seriously. All that to say is people think it's like really crazy that I don't play basketball. We're going to run that shit back because I'm confused. I done lost my whole train of thought. My brain fried.
Mm-hmm.
Are they in here still?
You talked about us.
Are they still in here?
No.
Okay, great. So for those of you who don't know, Barb and I, Barb is one of the first people I ever played with. I played with Barb around the age of 14. And I've really only been playing for like a year and a half, 2 years. It really wasn't like serious basketball until I started playing with Barb. And before I was playing with like, you know, just like people who casually like basketball. Barb was very passionate about basketball. Everyone on the team seemed to be very passionate about basketball. And I was just like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Why am I getting yelled at? I cried probably every day the first year I played on AAU. Fun fact, I did not know I was the number one player. Let me say it like this. I found out I was the number one player the same day that I found out that they ranked players.
Wow.
I did not know that they ranked players. And then the whole time, so I think JB or Coach Lee, or maybe, I don't remember who told me, but I just had questions. I was like, I'm the number one player based on what? Who decided that?
Yeah.
Where did that come out? How do I know who's number 2 and number 3? And when I showed up to USA Basketball, Ivory Lotta, Tiffany Jackson, rest in peace. Like these people were 2 and 3, and Lauren Irvin, all these people were ranked 4, 5, 6, 7, but they all knew each other. Mm-hmm. And they were kind of like, who the fuck is this? And how's she number 1? Like, where did she come from? And I didn't know what was going on.
If you lived in Ohio, you knew.
Yeah. If you lived in Ohio, you knew. But if I was just so new to the circuit and it happened so quickly in a 2-year span, people were like, who is this person?
Your blow up was quick.
It was quick. And but I think when I left USA Basketball, they was like,
she real.
She outworks everybody. And that was really just my bread and butter. I just wanted to outwork you. But all that to say is people are confused today when they find out like I don't play basketball, I don't touch a basketball, I don't think about basketball, I don't talk about basketball. I only watch basketball because y'all are involved in basketball. Mm-hmm. People don't understand that basketball is not my life. And my question for you is, how many women do you think are playing basketball in the league today because it's the only thing they feel like they know how to do? Like what percentage?
Oh, that's a tough question. I don't have a percentage, and hear me out. There are a lot of women that are playing in the WNBA that have so many other things going on now. Yeah. Like it's different than we were. back then, because that was kind of like a only thing
Yeah.
for some of us. But now, like, some of these girls are tapping into modeling, to fashion, to TV.
Stud
They
buds.
tapping in, yeah, they tapping into podcasts. Like, they have so many different avenues, like, that make them successful off the court, that I can't limit them to say that there is a percentage of women that only have basketball.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of things that we see, like the main people, the mainstream. There are a lot of people that fly under the radar. They do a good job managing their money. They have private businesses, like they have restaurants. There are so many players that have all these things going on that I honestly don't have a percentage.
Yeah.
And with me working in the WNBA now and 2 different organizations, I see it.
Yeah.
You know, so I honestly don't have a percentage.
Yeah, I guess that's hard. That's true. It's a hard question to answer now. It's probably better that people have other things going on, because I get so irritated. Like, you're like 45, right?
What?
I'll be 40 in August. So
41. Like, what are we talking about?
Sure.
I'm 2 years older than you.
I'll be 40 in August, and like, it's very confusing when men are like, "Yo, when the last time you hoop, B?" I'm like, at 40? I'm sorry. I run a business. I don't understand. Why would I be playing basketball? That's how you get hurt.
As much as I love basketball, Britt, and I'll joke with my players now and, kind of shoot with them and do little funny stuff, but the thought of playing basketball is so painful that, like, I'm like you, like, why would I do that?
Why would I do that?
And then even now, like, let's say I go and like do a workout in the weight room that's similar to the way that I trained when I was a player. I'd be like, you actually did this for a living? Like, how?
For a long time.
Because the way your body responds at this age is just like, you shouldn't be doing that, or you should be doing that at a very limited capacity.
Yeah.
It's
crazy. And that's why I feel like, so I'm not like the biggest LeBron fan, but I do respect the man's, consistency.
That is where we disagree, but that's a whole other conversation.
What do we disagree about? His consistency?
No, just not being a fan of his.
Oh, well, we don't have to disagree about it. It's my opinion.
Yeah, but I find that hard to accept coming from you because of who you were as a player in terms of how you worked. And that's literally
yeah. No. But that's
what he is.
But that's what I respect about him. That's what I like. I think what I say I don't like, I don't even think it's about him. I think it's about the position he's in and just what comes with that. And everybody's going to handle the position he's in. He's in an impossible situation. So is Caitlin Clark. Like, so is Angel Reese. Like, these people are in impossible situations. You can't say the right thing ever. You can't ever do the right thing. But sometimes he says stuff. I'm like, bro, you so far removed from like middle America. Like, just your opinion just kind of like is out of left field. You're too far away, and I get the context behind it, but I just be kind of annoyed. He's also really just big. I think that was my affront to it at first when he first started. Not when he first started, but as he got bigger and bigger, I was like, he's just a bully. Like, is this basketball or is this something else? Now he's changed his game. He's like shooting a lot more. He's, it's, I don't know. I just wasn't a fan. I really like just different style of players, I guess. And he was just so big. I was just like, you just kind of running people over. Is that like, do we like that?
Okay, so we disagree in that regard.
Okay, anyway, my point is that he spends millions of dollars in the off season getting his body in shape, doing cryo, doing oxygen and all this stuff to keep his body going. Because people will say, you were in the same McDonald's year as LeBron. How does it feel seeing that he's playing? I'm like, my mind is blown. Because how are you playing at that level at this age? You have to be stretching seriously. Your nutrition got to be tight. Like, it's real. And I see these like 40-year-old men going to the Y talking about I'm hooping. It's like, Negro, did you stretch? You gonna tear your Achilles. I talk about this all the time and men think I'm trying to play them. And I'm like, no, it's just like, this is just think about it. It's your body. What you want to do up here doesn't match what your body wants. Like, they're not the same. And I feel like we need to, let me move forward. Anyway, Okay.
Or do I get to talk about my
LeBron?
opinion of
Absolutely
LeBron?
not. That's another
All
conversation
right.
for another day.
All right, we'll move along.
Go ahead. How much time we got?
I mean, we got to move along.
We'll move along. We'll come back if we have time.
Yes.
All right. So I want to talk about, we went through your resume earlier. Miss Basketball, All Ohio, All American, 2 rings at UConn. I think you're 8th in points. Is that still the case?
At the time I graduated, I was top 15 or 16.
I think again, this is, never mind. I'm not going to tell my source. You had 4 WNBA seasons, and I just found out that you played at the Comets. So the Comets is that was a long time ago.
2007.
Yikes. I don't think you realize it's 2025. So
you're right, I
don't think you recognize.
Almost 20 years ago.
20 years ago you played for the Comets.
Jeez, I moved to Houston almost 20 years ago. Jeez,
yeah.
Louise.
And then you played overseas, but I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the second half because you've evolved a lot, and then you've worked with some really incredible players. So there's 2 things I want to talk about. I want to talk about your journey post playing, because you've coached for some incredible teams, and I want to talk about that journey because it seems like a hustle. It seems like a hustle. So I want to talk about your journey past then, and then I want to talk about some of the players that you've worked with. So what has been your journey since you first started coaching? Where did you start? Where did you go?
So I actually started interning / helping out with the Houston Rockets in my second to last season professionally. Okay. I knew that basketball was my passion. And I knew as a player, like we joke about it all the time, but I essentially like tried to coach my teammates all the time, or tried to help my teammates all the time.
Help.
And cussed them out and held them accountable. But that's a whole nother subject. But I knew that was my passion, and I have a really, really close relationship, and he's like a father figure to me with John Lucas Sr. Mm-hmm. John Lucas II. And I told him my interest level in being a coach, and he would have me come in and help him run workouts, do workouts with the guys, and like just kind of be in the gym and see how he operates and how he pretty much helps rehabilitate and do player development with guys. Mm-hmm. And then my last year after COVID, I was like, I had signed a contract to go back overseas and everything. And I was like, I went to his house and I sat down and I was like, I'm ready. She's like, all right, you sure you're ready? Because once you commit to it, you can't be half in, half out. So then I started doing summer workouts with the Houston Rockets. And at the time, Stephen Silas was the head coach. Shout out to Stephen Silas, forever indebted to him. He was the head coach, and he kind of took a liking to the way that I was with the guys and like how I worked and how organized I was. Mm-hmm. And like a lot of that came from me just learning from Lucas and just being observant and taking mental notes. So there was interest level there. And then the order of events is like started in like beginning of May, late April. Then there's pre-draft workouts. And at first I was like kind of in the pre-draft workouts, like helping with it or whatever. And then by the end of it, it got to the point where I was leading some drills. Mm. So it went from there. And again, like I didn't understand it fully, but this was kind of an evaluation for me.
Yeah.
And then, they went through the draft or whatever. And then Summer League was approaching. So I had a conversation with Stephen Silas and Rafael Stone, who's the Houston Rockets GM. And they were like, they drafted a kid from Turkey. So there's that connection.
Yeah.
Here's why it's important to go places and submerge yourself in the culture, because you never know when it can help you.
Yeah.
They drafted a Turkish player his English was just okay. Like he knew very little. My Turkish was enough at the time to like kind of help him transition or whatever. So they was like, we want to bring you to Summer League. We don't really have a position because we hired all our coaches, but we want you there.
Yeah.
Went to NBA Summer League. That went really well.
Did they pay you?
Yeah, I got like a stipend or whatever, and then I got per diem.
We're gonna talk about that.
Yeah, no. I mean, I was compensated for sure.
Yeah.
As much as they could within the realm of me not having, like, I wasn't signed to a job there per se. So I went to NBA Summer League, did that, and then we came back and they were like, all right, our coaching staff is complete, but we want to bring you on under our player development bubble, even though the position is pretty much filled. Like, we value what you're doing and how you are with the guys and like how you're respected and how you're fearless in your voice. And, being very young and this being your first time. So sat down with Rafael Stone, and he was like, we see you as like kind of like you're building here, like carry forward. So we want you to grow with us. Mm-hmm. So I signed a 3-year contract with the Houston Rockets, and then went through that season. It was a great success. And then Tanisha Wright got the head coaching job with the Atlanta Dream.
Okay.
And I saw it and I reached out to her, and I don't remember how the conversation went. I was like, I think I called and was like, hey, do you all have a player development position? Because I was interested in getting into W. Obviously, I play. That's my passion. Like, I love coaching women. I love coaching both for different reasons, but like I had interest. So I did my interview, and she was like, yo, you crushed it. Like, you ever thought about being an assistant coach? Mm-hmm. Like, instead of like, don't limit yourself to player development. Like, I think you can be a great assistant coach. So, long story short, just from a financial compensation thing and me being able to move up into actual coaching, and there's a difference in tiers between player development and actual coaching. I was like, sure, why not? Mm-hmm. So that's how the Atlanta Dream situation happened. Obviously, I had to leave the Houston situation behind at the time because it wasn't really like a thing where people were doing both yet.
Yeah. Because they're off seasons for those of y'all who are not tracking. The WNBA is in the summertime, and then the NBA is just everything else around it.
Right.
And so you end up working all year round, but for two very different organizations.
Right. Yeah. So I went to Atlanta. Shout out to Tanisha Wright, by the way. Another person that helped me on this journey with this grind that we're talking about. And then I was there for that year, and then here's where doing both came into play. Had a passion for both. Love work. I started with guys, but I love what I was doing on the women's side. Then this opportunity came with here with the Capital City Go-Go. And initially they were speaking with Tina Thompson, who's a very close friend of mine,
that's your friend,
about being an assistant coach with the Go-Go. And she couldn't take the job because she had another job at the time and all that. And she was like, but I have a great suggestion for you. Insert connections, right?
Yeah.
So she's like, she gave them my name or whatever. They called, I did the interview. Again, I did well in the interview, and they offered me the job. And I was like, this is a chance for me to gain more experience. It's a chance for me to still develop my coaching voice and get better with all the behind the scenes film work and editing and scouts and all of that, and like build my confidence in that area because I knew that's somewhere that I had to continue to grow. So I took that opportunity, and then obviously went back to Atlanta, and then Capital City / Wizards wanted to bring me on, like kind of like in a hybrid situation where I started with Capital City, but in the off season I would do stuff with the Wizards.
Okay.
And at that point I had went like Houston, Atlanta, Capital City, Atlanta, and then I would have had to come back here, and I was like, I got to just shut my brain off. I can't do it. And that was the hardest decision I had to make in my young coaching career, because I knew this place, being in DC, it felt like home, and I knew it was the right situation, but I knew from a mental standpoint, I couldn't do it because I was just that tired and burned out.
Yeah.
So I took that time off and then went back to Atlanta the last summer. And again, like went through, like, it was rough in Atlanta last summer. Like we were kind of like underachieving, and like
a lot of injuries.
We had a lot of injuries.
Stuff.
That's why I say underachieving in quotes, because had we not experienced that stuff, which happens with basketball, I really feel like things could have been different.
Yeah.
So the Atlanta situation happened. They let us go, and then not even like the time between like me going to the Lakers and the Atlanta situation happened was like a week.
Yeah, it was
I got
really
the
quick.
call to go to
you
the
were
Lakers.
Like, I'm going to LA. I was like, what?
Yeah, I got the call to go to the Lakers the week before the season ended. I landed in LA, and I might have been there 2 days, and then I got the call that Atlanta was letting us go.
Oh, okay.
So like that was
happened.
The order of events, and it was like a crazy transition for me mentally, because I'm like, dang, I just left one situation, I'm here. But anyway, the setup with the Lakers was great. Like, again, I like Houston. Like, I feel like they had a vision for me to grow with them and things like that, and I was settled on it.
Yeah.
Did not love living in LA, being completely honest. The Lakers situation was great, but I didn't like living in LA. It was too foreign for me. It was far away.
Yeah.
The time difference, like all of that, it kind of gave me like
that West
being
Coast
back
to East Coast thing is
overseas
crazy.
vibes.
Yeah.
Like even though it's not that dramatic and drastic, but it just felt
It's
like
enough.
that.
It's enough.
It's enough.
You have to adjust everything. Your connections with everybody.
Everything. And then it was hard for Lauren to get there. Lauren's my fiance, by the way. It was hard for her to get there. It was just a lot.
Yeah.
So, end of the year, probably like in the last 3 weeks of the season, I got a call from the Mystics.
Yeah.
And they were like, we have this opportunity. I had a couple calls with Coach Sidney Johnson. I had a couple calls with Jamila Whiteman, who's our GM. I had a call with John Thompson III, JT3. And it just felt right.
Mm-hmm.
And it felt like I felt when I knew I should have came back before with the go-on with the Wizards. And I was like, I'm going home, essentially. So that's pretty much my journey and how things unfolded and how it ended up. But to your point, it is a grind. I think that I'm so driven on being the best version of myself to help whatever situation I'm in and grow at the same time individually, that I don't focus on the grind part.
Yeah, it doesn't. It comes natural because it's what you have to do.
Mm-hmm.
But from the outside looking in, I'm like, man, I couldn't coach because, at any moment you could get fired.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, getting fired I've been fired before, everybody. Got fired from my temple job. We'll talk about that another show. Getting fired is a mind.
Yeah.
Like it's like it just is what it is, but you really need to kind of move on. You really need to pivot pretty quickly, and you got to get your story together, and you got to reframe your brain and take accountability for what happened. And it's just a lot of processing that people are just doing constantly. So, but here's what I will say for people who don't know Barb, and people who know Barb will understand what I'm saying. I will say I've always been impressed with how you just kind of shifted. So like I was following your career, and then I think like my life diverted. Once I worked in education, I shut everybody off. Like my brain was on the kids. So I didn't really keep up with what anybody was doing basketball wise. And so when I got into business school and then going to Microsoft, I kind of recircled, and got back in contact. But you were just like a completely different person. You had done this full 180. And, Barb, you were like an extreme hothead. But you were always good with relationships. You were always like, you could talk to anybody. And I always thought that was interesting. Like I always thought it was interesting that you had so many male friends. I just could not wrap my mind around that because boys were just like doing a lot. And I just didn't speak their language. I just didn't get it. And you could talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And you could talk about any facet of basketball. And while I didn't really have an interest in that, I always thought that was really fascinating. But here's the things that I pulled out from your story. One is that your relationships, you have just so many relationships, and they're so strong that people are just putting your name in the hat for things. And that's how you're getting a lot of your roles. And so I talk about this a lot, about having strong relationships, building relationships. It's not about having a lot. It's about having deep relationships with the right people. I talk about this a lot, the Power Five, making sure you're surrounded by people more connected than you, moving faster than you. So that was one thing. The second thing I heard was you talking about, you took a lot of initiative. And I think a lot of people are lacking that. A lot of people are kind of like, thinking, well, I'm this and I've accomplished this. Why aren't people coming to me? That's just not how it works.
No.
and I think Instagram is kind of like confusing people. That's not how it works. Like all these people who are getting stuff overnight, they grind a lot. They don't tell you that. They don't show you that. But if you want to make it, especially I think in the sports industry, it's a lot of who you know.
Absolutely.
It's mostly who you know.
It's all of
who you know.
Absolutely.
Which kind of sucks because some people are in positions it's like, how the hell you get this job?
Yeah.
But it's because of who they know. So it's a double-edged sword, but you got to make it work for you. And so those were the two things that I heard: taking initiative, building strong relationships. The third thing though, and this is for people who, because I get this question a lot from like high schoolers and college students, like, well, I have this image. People have this image of me. And they just actually keep going down that road. And it's like, no. The image changes when you change.
Yep.
and when you change consistently.
Yep.
The image doesn't change because you want it to. It doesn't come because of your intent.
Mm-hmm.
The change comes from your action.
Right.
And so one of the most powerful quotes I heard is, when people do something to us, we judge them on their actions.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we do something wrong, we judge ourselves based on our intent.
Right.
Like, I didn't mean to come off that way, so you shouldn't judge me that way. No, they should.
They should.
Because that's what you do.
Yep.
And so I saw you just kind of like, you just did a shift. I didn't know when it happened, but you were just a different person. You were still you, but there was like a softer approach to things. There was a more thoughtful approach to things. You were a little bit more self-aware. And I respect that because you're still you and you still have strong relationships.
Yep.
And it takes a lot to do.
Yeah.
It's hard to look in the mirror and be like, maybe, because you left a bad taste in some people's mouths.
100%. Some people, it's like that. I don't know exactly the quote, but it's like people say, like, some people that know me will tell you great things about me, and some people will tell you bad things. Believe both.
Yeah. Ooh, that's deep. I'm gonna get that tattooed.
Believe both.
On my foot.
I mean, because I wasn't perfect. Like, there were learning curves for me.
Yeah.
There were situations that I fucked up, so to speak, that it had to like, I had to like come back to myself and humble myself and accept that I fucked up some situations and some relationships.
Yeah. How did you do that? What was it like? You had
self-regulating, and understanding how I lost opportunities based on it.
Okay.
And then I had the right people around me to tell me.
I was like, I'm sure someone had to have some conversations to give you
one of
love.
those main people being Tina. Like, I met her at 23 years old. So like, it's been a long, like, I'm 40 now, so we're almost 20 years of friendship. It's been a long journey of like mentorship, correction, suggestions, advice. It's been a long journey of all that in the process.
Yeah.
And I've had the benefit of learning through someone else's lens who experienced a level of success that, you know, I got to a level of success, but like, there's levels to it. Like, we can be honest about that. And seeing how she's navigated situations that she didn't handle well, and having conversations with her. And then with John Lucas as well. He's as honest and just raw with everything as you could ever imagine.
Yeah.
So I have had.
All right, everybody. Life happens and we don't always prepare. So the battery ran out on my video, so we're going to piece it together. Okay, we're going to play an activity called This or That.
Okay.
You're going to give unsolicited advice to one of the two groups that I give you, because this is a podcast where I give unsolicited advice, but now you have an opportunity to. So you get to pick between parents or coaches. Who would you like to give unsolicited advice to?
Oh, I would probably give one to coaches. And I think my unsolicited advice would be, what is unsolicited advice?
Great question. Unsolicited advice is advice that they didn't ask you for, but it's really something they need to know, and you really want to get it off your chest anyway.
Okay, so coaches need to know you are going to overthink a lot. You are going to feel like what you're doing is never enough. You are going to struggle a lot with failure. But the best way to navigate all of those feelings is to continue to do the work, continue to force yourself to use your voice in rooms where even when you have moments of lacking confidence, you're still like using your voice and not afraid of it. And there is a point in your career where you start to have an aha moment, and the emotions that you have when you first start out, it's going to shift to more of a teacher parent type of vibe.
All right, so what I heard was figure it out. Okay. So I want to talk about, you have two options here. kids who are making really like no NIL money, let's think like hockey players or tennis players, do you want to give them advice or do you want to give like high net worth athletes making a lot of NIL dollars advice?
I gotta go high net worth athletes.
Okay, go ahead.
And the reason I have to go high net worth athletes is because I was a kid that came from not a lot, and I came into money through playing basketball professionally, and I thought I had a lot, and it was not. And now that I'm in my 40s, I'm realizing you have a lot of life to live. So even though it feels like it's never going to end and you're going to continue to make this money, you're going to continue to live these different lifestyles, there is an end. And what decisions you make now pretty much prepares you and helps make you put you in a safer place financially. What you decide now will put you in a safer place financially later. So be smart, have the right people around you, and understand there is an end to having a lot of money.
Yeah, I think that I think again, here it comes back. It comes back. I've been talking about this for the last 3 weeks. The people you are around, it just matters. And I see too many people doing things, and every time I talk to Kylie about this, every time I see an athlete doing something just dumb, I'm just like, I'm not even mad at them. I'm mad at everybody that they spend time with. I'm mad at their circle because this makes no sense. Nobody in the circle thought that was crazy. It's like when an ad, is like racist or something.
Yeah.
You see an ad, you be like, so nobody in the room thought that was crazy? Yeah, because they got the wrong people in the room.
Right.
It's all the same, and it's just okay. Last one.
Okay.
We're back to the kids. Kids who have never entered the transfer portal. So think kids who have stayed at South Carolina, kids who stayed at Stanford, kids who stay at UConn, things like that. Or kids who have transferred 3 times. 3-time transfers or kids who have never entered the portal. Who do you want to give unsolicited advice to?
Kids that transferred 3 times.
All right, buckle up.
Here's why. Where we are today in sports has given you the opportunity to feel as though if this situation is uncomfortable for me, I can get out of it. That's not how life works. And that's not to say that you have to stay in a situation that's just not the right fit, but just understand that the more you the more you go away from being adaptable and understanding how life goes, the harder it's going to be for you later. Again, it's not to influence anyone to stay in a situation that's not a fit or that doesn't work for them or that is hard on their mental health and things of that nature, because I'm very, very sensitive to that. But I think that me being a person that stayed at a school for 4 years, I really learned a lot about myself, and it really prepared me for life because I was adaptable. I was uncomfortable, like at points in my career at UConn, but I really feel as though had I had left or had I had run away from what I thought was the worst case scenario, I don't know that I would have made the 180 shift that we talked about earlier. Because throughout life, in all stages, from the time I left UConn, I've had to be adaptable, and I've had to navigate being uncomfortable, and I've had to navigate difficult. So I just would advise, those kids to understand that it doesn't just stop in college. Like, life forces you to be adaptable. Life forces you to experience difficult. So make sure that you're factoring that in when you make the decision to move forward and transfer.
All right. You heard it here first, y'all. Barbara Reed Turner. Okay, so we're gonna piece this together, make it nice and sweet, and get rid of these bags under my eyes. Lord have mercy. Thanks for tuning into the podcast. If you like what you heard, if you feel like you still need some more unsolicited advice, go ahead and like and subscribe. And then check out my website to learn a little bit more about how I go around and help both coaches and athletes prepare for life after sports.
Check it out.
Peace.